Fisker was once hailed as a beacon of innovation in the electric vehicle industry, capturing the imagination of many with its vision of combining luxury, sustainability, and cutting-edge technology. However, this ambitious journey has come to an abrupt end. Back in June, Fisker declared bankruptcy for the second time in 10 years, wiping out billions of dollars in shareholder value. The company has had a tumultuous history, even defeating Tesla in a high-profile lawsuit, only for Elon Musk to later reignite the rivalry between the companies. Earlier this year, popular YouTuber MKBHD called Fisker's electric vehicle the worst car I've ever reviewed, in a video that went viral just weeks before the company ended its operations. While this may have been the final blow, Fisker was already riddled with problems and teetering on the edge of collapse. So here's the real story of what happened to Fisker and a warning to other car makers who may be on a path to following suit. Fisker Automotive was once the darling of the electric vehicle industry. Founded in 2007 by Henrik Fisker, a celebrated automotive designer with a flair for innovation, the company set out with bold ambitions to revolutionize the world of cars. Its flagship model, the Fisker Karma, was launched as the world's first luxury plug-in hybrid, impressing both environmentalists and car enthusiasts alike. The company raised $1 billion from private investors and also received over $500 million in government loans. It was truly a new day for the company. However, the dream quickly soured. Despite the initial excitement, Fisker Automotive's journey was fraught with financial turbulence and production woes. In 2008, Tesla Motors sued Fisker Automotive, alleging that they stole Tesla's technology and trade secrets and were using it to develop their own hybrid electric car, which was the Fisker Karma, announced at the North American International Auto Show in January 2008. Tesla had hired Fisker Coach Build, a company co-founded by Henrik Fisker, that specialized in designing and building custom vehicle bodies. They would be involved in designing the Tesla Model S, and later on the Fisker Karma. However, Tesla's lawsuit claimed that they delivered poor design work on the Model S and then redirected their top ideas to the Karma. Yet in early 2009, the lawsuit was settled in favor of Fisker, with Tesla required to pay over $1.1 million in legal fees. However, the winnings from the battle wasn't enough to help Fisker and instead still contributed to draining their resources and tarnishing their reputation. Fisker completely missed the anticipated 2009 launch of the Karma, and after several reschedules, deliveries finally began in 2011. But by then the company had repeatedly missed production deadlines, and it was starting to affect its financials. Even the government, which rarely intervenes so quickly and directly, took notice and suspended its federal loan in 2011 and tried to claw back some of its funds, but ultimately faced a staggering $139 million loss. A significant blow to Fisker's operations also came in 2012, when its battery supplier A123 Systems declared bankruptcy. This unexpected development left Fisker without a reliable source of batteries, leading to production halts and delays that further strained the company's finances and eroded consumer confidence. Compounding these issues, Fisker faced a string of bad luck, including the destruction of over 300 Fisker Karmas by Hurricane Sandy in 2012. Ultimately, that same year, Fisker was forced to halt production of the Karma, having delivered just over 2,000 cars worldwide, and Fisker Automotive declared bankruptcy at the end of 2013, marking the end of the first chapter in Fisker's history. But just 2 years later, in 2016, Henrik Fisker made a bold move to resurrect his vision with the founding of Fisker Inc., determined to reclaim his place in the rapidly evolving EV market. Luckily for him, just a few years later in 2019, the SPAC market was starting to heat up. SPACs are special purpose acquisition companies, essentially shell corporations that don't have any real commercial operations other than existing for the sole purpose of merging with an existing company. This allows firms to essentially bypass the traditional IPO or initial public offering process and get listed as a public company on the stock exchange by combining itself with an already public SPAC. And this is exactly what Fisker did. Fisker Inc. went public through a merger with a SPAC called Spartan Energy Acquisition Corp., backed by Apollo Global Management, allowing Fisker to once again raise capital at a $2.9 billion valuation. Investors were pouring money into this company, which had a checkered past, and ignoring the lessons of previous failures. Other electric vehicle companies were doing the same, such as the defunct Nikola Motors, Lordstown Motors, Canoo, and electric van and bus maker Arrival. The SPAC craze had also coincided with a massive run-up in Tesla stock after the Model 3 gained traction and the Tesla Model Y was just entering production. EV companies spawned out of nowhere to piggyback off of Tesla's success. In Fisker's case, the company did indeed have a tarnished reputation due to its history, but that didn't seem to stop it from raising money and having its products be dubbed Tesla killers, just like every other EV that entered the market. This new Fisker was once again full of ambition, with Henrik Fisker getting to work dreaming up futuristic vehicle concepts. Fisker tantalized the world with promises of an autonomous pod, a solid-state battery-powered sports car, a $45,000 electric pickup truck, and even a convertible Grand Tourer EV with an astounding 600-mile range. Yet despite these bold proclamations, the harsh reality was that Fisker Inc. had delivered on none of these promises. As Tesla CEO Elon Musk says, "Prototypes are easy, production is hard." At the heart of Fisker's downfall lies its inability to execute on its grand vision and scale its operations to meet the demands of the market and keep the company afloat by generating cash. In 2022, Henrik Fisker announced that the company would set up a technology center and manufacturing plant in India for its Pear model to be built by Foxconn. Initially, they targeted an impressive 1 million units of production, but it was all talk. The plant was never constructed. The company's first and only production vehicle, the Ocean SUV, is emblematic of Fisker's struggles. Despite its stylish design and the anticipation that surrounded its release, the Ocean SUV had been plagued by mechanical and software issues. These problems, coupled with the company's chaotic internal operations, led to a cascade of failures that threatened its very existence. The Fisker Ocean was produced by Fisker's manufacturing partner, Magnus Steyr. By September of 2023, they had built just over 3,000 vehicles, with 450 already delivered to customers. It was still far below Fisker's initial target of 32,000 to 36,000 units for the year, with little time left before the year end. What didn't help is that the Ocean featured a 113 kilowatt-hour battery pack with 360 miles of range. This was gracefully picked up by the media, who compared it to Tesla's Model Y, on pace to become the best-selling car in the world by that same year. The media, however, focused on Fisker's Ocean having 30 more miles of range than Tesla's Model Y. However, this came at a cost. While the Ocean had 9% more range than the Tesla, its battery pack was 50% larger than the Model Y's, making it more difficult to mass produce. Fisker ended up delivering just 4,900 vehicles by year end, but as a result, the company was burning $100 million of cash per quarter. And this was poised to get much worse. Expanding production is extremely expensive and capital intensive to get factories running, the supply chain, to hire workers, and to run the logistics to deliver vehicles. This is why many EV startups have gone bankrupt shortly after starting production, which is counterintuitive to investors who often view the start of production as a major achievement. While reaching this milestone is significant, it's actually just the beginning of the challenges these companies face, and for Fisker, these challenges were on a scale that they were unprepared for. YouTuber MKBHD's viral review entitled "The Worst Car I've Ever Reviewed" highlighted what appeared to be an over-engineered vehicle. The Fisker Ocean had solar panels on the roof, which is an expensive add-on. However, MKBHD demonstrated that the solar barely contributed to adding more vehicle range, and the in-vehicle software didn't show any sort of charging status or information about the solar panels. A driver wouldn't even know if they were on or functioning. The Ocean essentially had all of these cool features and hardware, but the software wasn't at all present in order to support it. It was also interesting that Fisker didn't want MKBHD to review their production car, but Marques Brownlee made the point that he's reviewing exactly what customers were able to purchase at the time, despite Fisker claiming to have a software update in the works that would fix all of these issues. It was fascinating to also witness a Fisker representative supposedly reaching out to the dealership that lent MKBHD the vehicle to try and rescue Fisker's reputation, despite the video already having been seen by millions of viewers. But this was just the tip of the iceberg. To make matters much worse, especially given the small number of vehicles that were delivered to customers, the Ocean had received 14 complaints related to the doors failing to open. And as it turned out, customers also experienced more than 100 loss of power incidents, which included the entire vehicle suddenly losing power, but also intermittent losses of braking power, key fobs that would lock drivers inside or outside their vehicles, and even some cases of the SUV's front hood flying off at high speeds. These problems were exacerbated by the company's disorganized approach to customer service and its inability to maintain a steady supply of spare parts. Fisker hired Prelude Systems to handle customer service and support. However, there were major disconnects between the two companies, especially with the complex high-end vehicle that Fisker was selling. The company's internal disarray was compounded by legal troubles, including numerous lemon law lawsuits and disputes over unpaid bills. Prelude even sued Fisker, alleging that they were owed $660,000. The lawsuit, along with the company's struggles to track customer payments and manage its warranty processes, paints a picture of a company in deep financial and operational trouble. But the chaos visible outside the company was a reflection of the turmoil happening within. Employees described a work environment where basic processes and procedures were often overlooked or entirely absent. This lack of structure led to significant operational inefficiencies, with employees often working 18-hour days to manage issues that should have been anticipated and resolved through proper planning. The company's leadership, particularly Henrik Fisker and his wife Geeta Gupta Fisker, who served as CFO and COO, were seen by many as the driving forces behind this dysfunction, with their focus mainly on Fisker's reputation rather than addressing the company's underlying issues. One particularly telling episode involved Henrik Fisker's decision to install wheel spacers on the Ocean SUV, a move intended to make the vehicle look cool. This decision was made late in the production process and bypassed the usual internal approvals and safety testing. The resulting confusion and safety concerns caused significant disruption within the engineering team, leading to the departure of key personnel. Despite its many challenges, Fisker continued to push forward, attempting to salvage its reputation and sell off its remaining inventory. The company offered $1,000 bonuses to sales staff for each Ocean SUV sold directly and waived destination and handling fees to entice buyers. However, these efforts proved to be too little too late. In June 2024, Fisker filed for bankruptcy, wiping out all of its shareholders and losing $10 billion in valuation from peak to trough. Fisker's story serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of overpromising and underdelivering, particularly when it comes to complex vehicle designs and overloading features without adequate support. While Henrik Fisker's designs captured the imagination of the automotive world, his company's inability to execute on those visions ultimately led to its downfall. The car industry is also highly competitive and capital intensive. Even Elon Musk didn't consider Tesla a real car company until it became cash flow positive, ensuring its sustainability without requiring external cash infusions. Today, a handful of car companies continue to challenge Tesla in the electric vehicle market, but many still hemorrhage money on each car sold, even inside organizations within larger established automakers. This underscores the harsh reality that vision alone isn't enough. Execution and scaling are key to long-term survival in the industry. So do you think Fisker could have handled things differently in order to stay alive? Or was the company destined to fail from the beginning? And how can automotive companies balance ambitious technological features, such as solar panels on the roof, with practicalities of production, software, and customer service needed to ensure sustainable growth? Don't forget to watch my last video on Tesla's Cortex and Grok projects. Please hit the like button and subscribe, we would really appreciate that. And a huge shout out to all of our patrons that helped to support our channel. Your support helps us to continue to make great content. Thank you guys so much for watching.